Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. How many people died on that? Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star.
Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star.
When it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
We've made too many compromises already. Too many retreats. They invade our space, and we fall back.
I want you to be nice until it's time to not be nice.
You're a disease, and I'm the cure.
I'm gonna do this the old-fashioned way, with 2 swords and maximum effort.
I will make them pay for what they've done.
It's December. It's Christmas. It means it's Santa hat time. All streams all month long. It's not quite sitting right. I don't remember what's going on. But hello, everybody. Well, Natural 20. There we go. Maybe that's a little better. Welcome to Natural 20. No roundtable today because I gave everybody the week off, but I still thought that I needed to stream because there's still stuff to talk about. There's a few things here and there, and now it's really weird. There we go. That's better. We got some stuff to talk about. There are some articles, some news, some bits and pieces, and we have a lot to prepare for. There's a lot that's about to happen in terms of stuff that we all love getting shat on some more, and even some questionable behavior. But we're going to get into it. Also, there's a lot. There's winning going on. There's winning going on that our foes in the pop culture war unintentionally, reveal. We're going to talk about that. We got a few to talk about, but I'm happy to have everybody here on this Sunday evening for a Natural 20 where it's just us, you, me. We talk to each other. I talk for a bit. You talk back at me. You make fun of me. It's how it all works. And I'm glad to have you guys here. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, and I hope you're ready for the holidays. I am confident that things are going to get better all the way around. So let's just get started. Hail and howdy to everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Hail, Legatus Legionist, my mod, one of the mods, the one that hates me more than the other one. So it is a glorious, glorious thing to have you here to keep me on the straight and narrow, Legatus. Hail, Kaylee Scope, how are you? Well, my head is okay. I have a big head, but it does fit. All right, this is the same Santa hat I had last year. My head isn't any bigger than it was last year. It's the same largeness that it was. But either way, we are here, and hail about everybody else who is not watching, who is watching and not chatting. I know the rhythm. I know my own lines. Who is just watching, not chatting. I'm happy to have you guys here. Let's have a good time. And of course, as usual, there's a super chat goal tonight. I gotta find some way to grift. And if you guys can just give 5 super chats at a minimum of $5. I'll play a game. We'll play a game tonight. We'll have a second stream after tonight. And if you get 50, if it totals 50, you guys get to choose the game. There it is. And Kayla's Scope, I know you still get a chance to choose a game. So you hadn't decided yet, so I had to keep going. But you still have banked a chance to choose a game. I remember that. Shut up, Static. I did not. It's not tiny. It's a regular Santa hat, and it fit me last year just fine. The streams are still up. Anyway, no opening monologue because I don't really have one prepared. We're just going to dive right in. I got a few different stories to talk about leading up to the main one. First, because it's Sunday, we're still going to take advantage of our Sunday privilege, being a Sunday show that we usually reserve on Roundtable. So let's talk some box office because listen, sometimes I can get a good feel for how the box office are going to behave. And sometimes I can't. Let me just refresh these and we will look at the 3 big movie theater stories of the holiday week. All right. So first off, we got this. Going to load up for me. Thank you. Make sure they're all correct here. Moving around on me. Very strange. Oh, that's why I moved around me. Okay. So here we go. All right. So last week on Roundtable, I said that Wicked was likely to have a very good holiday weekend bump. I guess it did. It came under. I thought it was going to break 400 million this weekend, but I guess it really is not landing internationally because that's a very low international number and is opened in most places. So let's jump down to the box office and take a look. So the week to week, it says only a 40%. They didn't update it to December 1st. I guess that's the week to week. So only a 29% change, but it's the holiday week, so it's not exactly a good way to put that. Let me just look at that. There we go. But then we have here the continuation. So honestly, if this was the release, the hold has been pretty good. It was steady, and here's the weekend bump over this weekend. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Domestically, this thing is kicking ass, doing pretty well, and I think it'll hold. I think my prediction that it'll break 400 million domestically for its run, I think that's going to hold. And this thing only needs 400 million to break even. That's all it needs. 350, 400 million, depending on marketing, stuff like that. So Wicked is doing well. It will make its money back. But the international box office is still, that's the hang up. That's what we thought. Because look, it's pretty much opened everywhere. All major markets. Only major market it hasn't opened up in, I don't know if you count Germany, France, and China. China's the only major market, the real major market, is that hasn't opened in. And I can't predict how this movie's going to do in China. I just can't. I cannot. So it could possibly do well because let's be honest, the black chick, she's green. The Chinese people ain't going to know that. So they might actually go out and watch it. Either way, Wicked has not done as well as I thought it would do this weekend, but it's still done well. It tacked on another. Let me go back to the box office here. I didn't look at the exact number. It tacked on another 100 odd million domestic, 150 million. So that's not bad in the week. That's not bad. Here was the equal. Frank, well, I can't go without an actual number on the marketing. I have to guess. Because we have to deal in receipts here and in stuff we can actually say that's tangible. So I don't know. But it will, I think it has the legs that it will carry on domestically. Because if you put on another 150 million in the second weekend, shit, honestly, look at this. It made more. Let's go back to the box office. Hang on. It actually made more. 112 first week. It made more in its second week than it did in its first week. So that's really good. If it makes another 100 million in its third week, which it probably will, there it is, and it's going to carry. So it's going to carry domestically. Wicked will be a success, whether you care about it or like it or not. And as I said, all the weirdness surrounding it with the weird interviews that a lot of other channels have been talking about and doing videos on, that's not going to reflect on people going to this. They're going to go to it. They're going to keep watching it. The word of mouth is very, very positive. So Wicked's going to be a success, and we'll see how it carries over to the second one. Now, in the reverse, funny thing is, this is a smash in the domestic, very, very weak in the international, the exact reverse. Weak domestic for Gladiator 2, somewhat strong international. Now, there's been a lot of drop-off here for this one. Now, its domestic went up about only 60 million, which isn't really that great, and the international probably doubled from what it was last time. So, and it's pretty much, it hasn't opened it's opened everywhere. Gladiator 2 is open everywhere. So this is kind of going to fizzle out, I think, where it is. But with its massive budget, this thing's not going to make money. Hail Alpha Omega, I see you there. So this is not going to, I don't think it's going to make its money it is going to peter out, and it's not been received well. But now here is, for me, the surprise. And we must, of course, give credit where credit is due. Moana 2. Wow. Seriously, 386 million opening weekend. Wow. Doing gangbusters. This did more in its opening weekend now than Wicked did. I didn't see this coming. Listen, I never saw Moana 1. I don't care about Moana 1. Therefore, you notice I didn't go out there and say Moana 2 going to be this or that, because I didn't see the first one. I don't know the fan response to the first one or what the fan base feels like for it. But I will say I didn't really see this coming. I can honestly say that. I didn't know that Moana 2 was going to land as spectacularly as it has, and with its budget of or it doesn't say the budget. Doesn't say the budget. Let me look it up real quick. Hang on. Let me look up the Moana budget too real quick. To budget. Moana 2. They say it's 150 million. They say it's 150 million for Moana 2. So that means it needs about 400. This thing's in profit by tomorrow, most likely. So Disney gets a win. Disney gets a win. I can say when Disney gets a win, they knew what they were doing when they decided to scrap it as a TV show and not put it on Disney Plus, where it doesn't make any money, and instead put it in the theater where they can get some easy win over the holiday, a family-friendly movie that everybody seems to love. Congratulations. Listen, they have to pad the bank account now, because starting next month, we're actually starting February. Starting February, here come the losers. Black Falcon, Captain America, Snow White live action, and everything else they have planned. They do not have a single winner, in my opinion, going forward next year. Disney's going to struggle this year. So let them get a good box office with Moana. I don't think there's any agenda in this whatsoever. It's something that I think the assholes, just call them assholes. I'll use a kinder word than anything. It's the assholes at Disney that they tend to ignore. This is not something I think they planned on being huge, considering they were going to stick it on Disney Plus. So the fact that they churned it out and put it out here like this is evidence that they probably didn't put a whole lot of interference into it, which is why it's being received so well, because it's just a family-friendly, fun adventure with the chick Moana and the Rock's character, and I think there's a kid in it or something. I don't know. But there you go. Massive haul. This thing, I don't know if it's going to hit $1 billion. I cannot possibly say, because I don't know. As I said, I don't have the pulse of what's going on with people into Moana. But this thing could eat with $150 million budget. It goes into profit as of in the next 24 to 48 hours. This thing is in profit, which means for its run, if it breaks, if it gets over, I would say it could go as high as probably 700-800 million with the way it's being received, which means that's real profit. Hello, Kale. Good evening. So I think this is a win. It's a win for Disney, and they need a win, because everything else starting, also starting as soon as Tuesday night, Wednesday, they are in Loserville. We're going to get to that in a second. So here's the box office. We'll come back to this next weekend on Roundtable for the usual breakdown, where we can all sit down and figure out how it looks, how it feels, why these things. That's why I usually like to do this with the panel, because sometimes I'm not into these franchises or IPs, and I'm not able to completely understand why they're doing so well. This one is sort of easy. It's family friendly, and it's built on an existing winning movie that people loved the first time around. So that's easy to figure out. Gladiator 2, easy to figure out. Horrible word of mouth. Nobody likes this movie. Nobody really likes it. Wicked, very easy to figure out. It's really well loved here in America, possibly in a couple other westernized European countries, but internationally, all the way all around, this is what we predicted or possibly would happen. It's not going to hit. It's not going to land. It may be huge here, but it's not going to stick the landing. And therefore, at this moment, I'm going to go out here now, and I will say I'm wrong if it has another big bump next weekend. I'm going to say Wicked doesn't hit $1 billion. I'm saying it now. Wicked Part 1 does not hit $1 billion. Now, combined, part one and part two, they may equal $1 billion, making it $1 billion franchise, but I do not think it will hit $1 billion at the current pace it is. I think it's going to top out. I believe I've said it's going to top out around 700 million. I think that's where I said. If it gets the 400 million domestic and maybe between 150 and 300 million international, it'll top out around 700 million. It's going to make money. That's money. But it's not the $1 billion movie I think some people thought it was going to be. But Moana, if this thing is over 500, 600 million by next weekend, it has a chance at $1 billion. It has a significant chance at $1 billion because they will keep this thing in the theater until Christmas. I guarantee it. And they will squeeze every little red cent they can. So there it is, box office. And for the record, I don't have a horse in any of these races. I don't care if Wicked is a success or not because it wasn't made for me. I don't care if Moana 2 is a success or not because it wasn't made for me. Now, a little part of me does care because I want Disney to lose as much money as possible, but I can put on my objective Santa hat right now and say, listen, it's doing well. Good job. You made the smart move, and I don't give a hell about Gladiator 2 because honestly, I don't care about Gladiator 1 either. It's not one of the greatest movies of all time. Oh, I said that. Yes, I said that. You can quote me on it. All right, so we're done with this here. There we go. All right. All right, so hello, everybody. Coming in as I was going over that. Let me have a drink here, move on. And just as a reminder, those who came in while I was doing that, there is a super chat goal tonight. I have to grift. You have to forgive me. It is the holiday season, and I'm hoping for generosity and goodwill and good feelings. If you guys give 5 super chats tonight at a minimum of $5, I will do a gaming stream after we're done here. We'll do a gaming stream. And if the total's $50, then you guys get to choose. You get to choose what game I play. So there it is. Fun for everybody. And if you don't, then I take the night off and I keep playing the game I'm playing in private. Either way. All right. So I mentioned Disney's going to have a problem starting on Tuesday. They're going to have a problem, which they already have a problem with our favorite punching bag, Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars is shit. It's always been shit. It will always be shit. And it will be a perennial failure. It's going to go down as one of the most disastrous franchises in history. And I say franchise because Disney Star Wars is its own franchise because it is not Star Wars. Real Star Wars is a success and beloved by everybody. Unless you're Denny Villeneuve and you think that Return of the Jedi ruined everything. God, well, I'm saving that discussion for when I have a panel. We're saving that one. I'm not doing that one by myself. I need the others to hate on that dude with me. I hate that dude. That dude is a no talent piece of crap. Anyway, so Disney's got a problem. Disney Star Wars. I've been saying this for a while now. I went on a good rant on Ballbusters on Friday that what do you have, Disney, for Star Wars right now? What do you have? Well, in 2 days, it's Skeleton Crew Eve. Yeah. Skeleton Crew. They moved it up a day. Drops Tuesday night. So you get to get my review of episode 1 on Wednesday. Skeleton Crew drops this week. It's dropping in the wake of the shills beginning to turn on Disney. Now, this was a story from last week. I was doing mostly streaming last week because I am the 26-hour man. You remember that. I am the 26-hour man. Disney, IGN said, Disney, stop announcing Star Wars movies and make one. And within it, they called it Disney Star Wars. Right there. The Disney Star Wars era. They actually called it Disney Star Wars. Now, a lot of other people already talked about this, so we're not going to spend too much time on it. I'm just setting the stage. This is the current climate that Disney Star Wars exists in, where their shills, their water carriers, they are now calling it Disney Star Wars. They're not calling it Star Wars, not calling it the canon. They're calling it Disney Star Wars. And IGN is about as shilly shill as you can get. So they are now turning. A lot of people are turning, but we are now coming up upon Skeleton Crew. And then after that, you've got Andor season 2 in April. And then a year later, you got Mando and Grogu movie. And as IGN points out, a literal laundry list of announced movies that are not even remotely in production. So that's Disney Star Wars. But for a moment, though, let's focus on Skeleton Crew, because as I said, in 48 hours, we get it. And on Wednesday, you'll get my review of episode 1. And on Thursday, you'll get my review of episode 2. And then we'll be reviewing it all the way through to next year, because it will carry through December with probably 8 to 10 episodes. That seems to be what they like to do. This show is made for childish adults. I'm going to show you the evidence. It's made for childish adults. These started arriving on Twitter. Thank you so much, Star Wars, for sending me this box of Skeleton Crew's merch. Like everyone else, I am super excited for the show. I cannot wait to finally see it on December 2nd on Disney+. Yee! Yeah, that's who we got. That these suddenly started appearing. This post was made on November 29th. I mean, November 29th, that's 3 days ago. Suddenly, a couple short days before this premiere, people are receiving care packages. Oh, but I thought everybody's love for Disney Star Wars was organic. We don't get paid. This is payment. This is services rendered payment for your shilling on social media. You get your swag. You get your shitty swag. Let's take a close look at this. It's a shitty backpack with some lame-ass patches, stickers, a lunchbox, a Funko Pop of a character nobody knows or cares about, and a Black Series figure that ain't gonna be worth shit, all in a nice fancy box. Tell me this is not the starter kit for a childish adult, because that's what it is. The people who are excited about this isn't collector stuff. This isn't shit you went out to a store and bought because you loved it so much and you know it's just going to go on your shelf. This is something that was sent to you by the corporation because they want you to show it off and pretend it's worth something. At the same time, they've geared it toward the childish adult. Also, we known as the clapping seal, or the person sitting under the dog taking a shit and saying, "Thank you, can I have some more?" That's who this is. And it gets worse. This is the only thing they sent out. I bookmark a bun. First of all, remember, childish adult. They have a very strange obsession with this little alien blue bastard. They're all obsessed with it. But here's more. They get sent this. Swagman, that's what they call the Star Wars account on Twitter, ex-Twitter. They sent me this. Thank you. All of them. Look, here's one. Here's another one. They get this stuff. They just get this stuff. But I thought they did it because they love it. They don't get paid. Here they go. They're getting their free shit for being positive on the internet about Disney Star Wars. Here's another one. They're so happy they got it. I can't believe I got it. I'm so excited. I'm Captain Swagman. They're so cringe. Every damn one of them. Yet another one. And another one, and another one. It's as though they all got it. That's for something else. Come back to that later. Then we got here is another starter kit. Better look at it in all its pathetic, lame nature. And then there's this. About to dive into the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew at my movie theater with somebody who I'm affiliated with. Reviews galore coming Tuesday when the show arrives. Let's take a look. Wow. Such a large theater and so many people there. Such a large theater. This is pathetic. This is sad. Nobody really cares about this. Nobody wants it. This is forced participation. This is forced marketing. And it's forced positivity. Because these are the only people who are talking about it. Nobody else is talking about this shit. Unless you're cringe like this and you're extremely a childish adult. No talk us. We watch Skeleton Crew. Happy first Skeleton Crew Eve. There's something wrong with all of them. They behave like this. And I think I got one more. Yes. This show is going to be epic and I can't wait. This is where the fun begins. Who behaves like this? And I ask people out there. Have you seen or felt anything about Skeleton Crew in the real world outside of ex-Twitter where the short bus riding stands, these drooling idiots congregate? Have you? I guarantee you have not. Merch, what is out there sits on the shelves. Nobody buys it. And I think I got one more. Oh, that's the Acolyte. We'll come back to that in a minute. Anyway, this is where they are. A bunch of childish adults doing Disney's dirty work for them on social media because they got free shit. That's it. Or being creepy and weird and posting stuff about this weird little blue alien that they all have a sexual fetish for at this point. I guarantee it's a sexual fetish. They don't know anything about this alien. They know nothing. But it's, oh, look, Neil sad. Oh, look, Neil happy. Oh, look, Neil, don't you touch him. Don't you hurt him. That's how they behave. This is the stand base. This is who's left. This is what Disney has generated, is what they've cultivated. And you know what? It's going to do nothing. When this show drops, less people are going to watch this than The Acolyte. I am fairly certain of it. I'm not 100%, but I feel pretty good saying when we get the numbers on this, the premiere, it's not going to be up there. I'll be surprised if it tracks at all, honestly, because nobody cares about this. They haven't even got nostalgia in this. I'm sorry. Stuff from Rebels or Clone Wars, that's not nostalgia in this stuff. This thing is not interesting. Nobody cares about it. But what else you got, Disney? I just mentioned before, so let's go back up here to it. You got Acolyte. We heard this today. This is hysterical. Manny, I'm a thirst trap to Shinto for all those people, did an interview where he revealed that Leslie Headland had a 3-season and a movie plan for Acolyte. Bullshit. So now they're all crying that The Acolyte should have had its 3 seasons and its movie. We can still save it. These are the Disney stans. These are the same people who are crying over and going, oh my God, I'm so excited for a skeleton crew. Same people. Which means there's no foundation of a fan base for this. Disney is going to fail. And then you got Andor next year. Andor, April. Andor's got its people who like it. I'll give you that. It's a well-produced show. It looks nice. But you know what? It's still not Star Wars, and it's still boring as sin, and it's still locked in to a fanfic prequel-esque type of story where there's no tension. There's no nothing. We know how everybody ends up that appears in that show. There's nothing to it. It's empty. It's hollow. But it's got its fan base. And it's probably going to do moderately well. But then we end with that. From April into May, you got Andor and Boar. And what do you got after that? A big nothing going into the rest of 2025. Because you know what they got? Oh, wait, Adam. They got the High Republic. All the High Republic books that don't sell. All the comic books that don't sell. The video games. What video games? Outlaws? Failure. Total failure. No other video game coming out for Disney Star Wars in 2025. So you have a year and a half after Acolyte until Mando Grogu movie drops summer of 2026. That's it. And that is going to be a failure as well. I can say that right now with 100% honesty. Mando Grogu movie, not going to do anything. Not going to move the needle because you know what? Even the stands have abandoned Filoniverse. Other than that, we have no news on Ahsoka Season 2. They're not even in production yet. Rey movie is in limbo. It's going to happen. I still think it's going to happen, but it's in limbo. And then you got everything else announced. So that's Disney Star Wars. Show me the success. Show me the true excitement. Show me people clamoring. This right here is not clamoring. This is weirdos. These are weirdos and childish adults. Do you see us? They're a lot of them are going. It's not this one, but I've seen other posts saying it's for kids. It's made for kids. Do you see a single kid? Okay, maybe that's one, but that might be a 12 or a 13-year-old. Do you see a true single child in this picture? Kids aren't interested in this. They don't care. They want other stuff. They're more interested in other things. They don't care about Disney Star Wars. The childish adult cares about Disney Star Wars, and they behave like creepy weirdos on the internet. And God forbid you run into these weirdos in real life, because I bet they smell too. They smell of their despair. Anyway, so there you go. There's Disney Star Wars. As I said at the beginning of this, check me out. Wednesday, Thursday for my review of Skeleton Crew. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's not going to be as bad as Acolyte. It's just going to be stupid. And it's going to be made for these drooling, childish adults who have room temperature IQs and can probably barely tie their shoes and need Velcro so the shoes don't actually fall off. All right, we're done with that. Anyway. All right, there we go. Rant on that is over. So how do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about that? Let's scroll back up. Help people come in. Hello, Ariel. Yeah, people. I don't know if they're getting up and leaving, but there wasn't a lot of people there. Hello, Hammy the Warrior. How are you, my young friend? How are you doing? Hey, Joxer, that's good, man. That is good. I hope you enjoy it. If they had done that, if they had done the Butlerian Jihad, the War Against the Machines, Dune Prophecy would not be failing. It's failing right now. It's got their Rotten Tomatoes score. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes is not the greatest thing ever, but Rotten Tomatoes is for something at launch like that, it's a decent indicator in a snapshot as it drops. Rotten. Nobody cares about this show. I was right. But still watch my reviews. Tomorrow, we got episode 3. Watch my reviews. We have fun with it. I saw no, Ariel, as I said, they don't have any games. They got no games. All right. What is this? How can I block you? You're here. You're in the chat. I have not blocked you. You're here. Don't you play these alternative fake narrative games with me, young lady. Don't you do that. Don't you do that at all. Nobody cares about the Minecraft movie. Nobody cares about the Minecraft movie. That movie's going to bomb. I'm going to say that. That movie's going to bomb. Nobody gives a shit. You know why? Because people are sick of Jack Black. People don't care about Jack Black anymore. If they ever did. They don't care about Jack Black at all. What? When is my shill other half gonna come out named Matt? Oh. No. We're not. No. I am not playing that kind of game. Okay. Yeah, Doctor. Everything surrounding Disney Star Wars was the Acolyte, the Skeleton Crew. It's manufactured. There's no organic desire for any of this stuff. None at all. They don't care about it at all. They're not interested in it at all. All they want is to create the illusion. The problem is the way X Twitter is working right now, their illusion crumbles because it's the Wild West on X Twitter again, thanks to Elon. We can do almost anything we want over there, say almost anything we want, and they can't pretend this stuff is success because all of them have been outed at this point. I showed you all those pictures. Every one of them are getting rewarded for their fake positivity. Remember, I used to talk about the fake positivity? They're all being rewarded for it now. Each and every one of them is being rewarded for it. You don't get free shit like that and not have a connection, not be in communication with the mothership. I mean, we don't look at him anymore because we don't have to, but I have heard through others that have decided to continue looking at it that good old Suggsy was surprised that he got something. He probably got the same child's adult starter pack I showed, but he's claimed forever that he is not in communication with Disney, but he got chill shit. So yeah, it's all manufactured. None of it whatsoever. All right, Ariel, we have a question. Live action movies, how far back do we call them horrible, or do some get past? Only one gets a pass as far as I'm concerned. One, maybe two. The only one that gets a pass is Cinderella 2015, starring Lily James, Kate Blanchett, directed by Kenneth Branagh. That movie is beautiful. That is a well-made, well-acted, well-performed, truly heartfelt, respectful movie, not only to the Disney version, but to the actual Cinderella story. It actually represents, and also because you had Kenneth Branagh directed it, dude. Branagh. I don't have favorite directors, but I will say I love a Kenneth Branagh directed movie. He always delivers on a well-made movie. Cinderella 2015 is a lovely movie. It is fantastic. There is nothing wrong with it whatsoever, and its overall message of be kind, it hits you right in the feels. It's a great movie. I love it. And Helena Bonham Carter is also in it. She's the fairy godmother in that. It's a great movie. I highly recommend that one. Going back farther, I never was into that 101 Dalmatians live action one, and that came out when I was in high school. I was like, what? I don't care. But the Cinderella one, that's the only good one. Everything else after that has been garbage. Has been garbage. Total garbage. Well, yeah, we got Mufasa. Mufasa will drop during Christmas. Oh man, we're gonna have a lot of fun roasting the failure of Mufasa, because there's no way that movie makes its budget. That thing is an entire CGI monstrosity. It's not going to do well at all. It's a movie nobody asked for, nobody wanted, nobody cares about. So there's no way that movie does well. No way at all. Other than that, I hate live action anything. I mean, I've said this before. This is not a new thought from me. When they decided to remake Aladdin, they shouldn't have done it, because with Robin Williams passing, nobody could replicate Genie. Nobody could have replicated Genie. I mean, this is Will Smith before his life started to fall apart. He was not going to do it. And yeah, it made $1 billion, but that's a different period of time where Disney had not been revealed for what it is right now. People were still just mindlessly going to the theater and consuming whatever slop was put out there. So they should never have made that movie. The live action Beauty and the Beast was an atrocity. What else was there? They're all, none of them are good. None of them are good at all, except Cinderella, because it was done with heart and had quality involvement and a fantastic cast. The rest of the cast were all shit. All shit. Anyway, all right, we still got other things here. We got other things to discuss. Let's see. I got two more topics. Let's go before I go to the main discussion topic. I mean, we're not going to go for super long tonight. I just wanted to make sure you guys got a stream today, whether it was a gaming stream or something where we talk to each other, hang out, cover some stories. And of course, some of these stories are going to be clipped and put out for videos tomorrow, because I got to put something else out besides the review, because that takes most of the day. And then tomorrow night we have Metal Mondays tomorrow night. So I gotta get 3 things out tomorrow. One of them will be clipped today. And this gives me content for the beginning of the week going into the reviews. So I can take it easy getting to the reviews, make sure I get everything done in the week so that I can give you the highest quality takes that I can. And I say that with a straight face. I know I do. All right. So, Roland L. What do you, that's a 7. That's a 7, Ariel. It landed face up for a 20. All right. And that's a 7. It's not an L. You're a fake gamer. All right. Ariel's a fake gamer. All right. Here's this. I saw this before we went live. So I do want to talk about it, because it just shows you that all these companies, these corpos, they don't care about fans. They don't care about making money. They don't care about the health of their brand. Star Trek is essentially dead. I mean, a week ago, we would have, if we had Mellow Mondays last week, we would have talked about that really cool fan thing where they did the kind of, I know it was a lot of makeup and stuff to make what's his name? I forget his name. Well, it doesn't matter. I made him look like Kirk. They had that little Spock Kirk reunion video, unification. That was beautiful. That was a wonderful thing. That was really cool. But it's all dead. Star Trek is dead. They had a chance to revive it after Picard season 3. Go with Legacy. But what have they done? They put out another season of Discovery. They put out more Lower Decks. They put out Prodigy. They made that Section 31 movie, which did it come out? Has it come out? I haven't heard anything about it. Because when it comes out, we're going to roast that. That's an easy roast. So they did that. And then there was Strange New Worlds coming out of your pants. I mean, that's what they've done. That's what they've done. And they did some stupid comics that nobody's reading that are Elseworlds, what if shit. They lost the chance. They had a real chance legacy. Here we go. Here we go. This is where it's coming. And no, Ariel, no, it's a movie. They made it. It's done. It's not a series. It's done. It was a series that got turned into a movie. That was what happened. But this shows you right now, they are done. If they are deciding to say, hey, Lower Decks is ending, but we're going to make it a live action. Really? Really? This is one of the most reviled things out there that New Trek has done because it's just one giant disrespectful steaming pile of shit. Let's read this a little bit. 2017, Star Trek Discovery debuted as the first small-screen Star Trek show since Enterprise went off the air in the early 2000s. The show was met with criticism, blah, 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 blah. That's not where I wanted to start it. The brand has been damaged. Let me read that. Sorry. I this distracted me right here because, yes, don't continue reading. Yes, don't try and sell me your shit while I'm reading your article, John F. Trent. God damn it. Why do they do this? I don't know. The brand has been damaged, though fans did begin to tune back in for Picard once Season 3 brought back the Next Generation cast for the final send-off, dramatically shifting the tone of the show to actually do honor to its past. With Season 3, Picard became the first Trek show on Paramount Plus to break into the top 10 streaming ratings. We loved it. It was a great time. Lower Decks has never charted. Being a niche of a niche. Many fans have voiced the concept that's funny at first, but didn't have staying power. They also made it super lame and gay. Very weird. For some reason, Paramount Plus allowed it to continue for 5 seasons, which is ending this year. Tawny Newsome plays Beckett Mariner in Lower Decks, the series Mary Sue, who's too edgy and good for Starfleet, but manages to solve every crisis anyway. The character is a typical black female lead, also adding in plot lines to virtue signal her being bisexual for modern audiences. What did I just say? Now, as Lower Decks has finally been canceled, Paramount Plus is doubling down by allowing Tawny Newsome to develop a new live-action comedy. She told Collider in an interview, all I can share with you is that we keep writing it and we keep turning things in, and they keep saying, please keep writing so long as they allow us to do that, and they don't say, stop, close your computers, and go home. We'll continue making it. And yeah, it's as long as they don't tell me, please shut your laptop and throw it in the sea, I'll keep working on it. It's been such a joy, blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't know if this is going to be Star Trek, but the fact that they're giving this lame, unfunny, agenda-driven moron either more opportunity to ruin Star Trek or any opportunity at all shows you they don't care. They don't care. This is not fun. Right there. TNG, that's fun. DS9, that's fun. OG OST, that's fun. That's fun. This was garbage. But they're going to keep pushing the garbage. Where are they going? They're going nowhere. Going nowhere. Nothing happening. Nothing happening. It's over. It's done. Watch Star Trek. It kind of ends with Voyager and Picard Season 3. We can kind of tack on Picard Season 3 and say it's over there. It's over. I never liked Enterprise. I tried. The Xindi arc was cool, but then it kind of just went back to being crap for me after the Xindi arc, and I just really didn't like it at all. Watched as much as I could. But either way, enjoy Real Trek, roast fake Trek. Maybe one day we'll do some more Star Trek themed shows. Oh, well, hey, we do have a new show coming out. I've announced this recently, but I'll announce it again since we are only 2 weeks away from. I have a new monthly show for you guys. We have a new monthly show starting on, I believe it's in December. On December 12th, new monthly show similar to Anime Odyssey. It's called Nerdgasm. Nerdgasm, where once a month I will blow the nerd horn. Take that as you will. Yeah, I just horrible screen cap right there. Very bad. Very bad. And what is this doing right now? Shit. What happened to my what the hell? Wait, there we go. Okay. Sorry. Nerdgasm, new show where once a month I will put the call out, put a panel together, and we will spend an entire evening talking about a single show. Kind of a broader stuff of once in a while what we do on Mellow Mondays where we go down nerd rabbit holes. We are going to just sit down and we're going to talk and nerd out. And there might be some limitations because sometimes somebody might not have seen it all, especially with the first one, the first episode this month. Our focus will be Stargate SG-1. We'll be talking SG-1 because Jed has just finished season 7. He's starting season 8. That means he's going to be starting Atlantis too. So we are doing that. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, I can't wait. We're just going to talk Stargate. Jed's fresh perspective. Old ass nerds like myself have been watching it forever. My perspective, I get to talk about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then every month will be a new one. And there'll be times where you guys in the chat will get to choose what the monthly show or franchise IP movie will be. You'll get to choose it. I'll give you guys an opportunity to get involved. Don't worry. But other than that, we're doing that. So we're going to have a lot of fun. So remember, starting probably 8:30 p.m. Eastern or 9 p.m. Eastern, somewhere around there, December 12th, we are going to begin the first episode of Nerdgasm. So join us for that one. And then, of course, following week will be Anime Odyssey early this week because Christmas happening during the normal Anime Odyssey week. So join us for that. We are doing Heavy Object. 25 episodes, mecha show, very interesting one from 2017, 2018. So go check that out. Also, yeah, and we do have Doctor Who Cares reviews. Doctor Who Cares reviews will be returning for the Doctor Who Christmas special this month. You know, a good one. And whenever they do drop Shooty's second season, we will also be covering that. Hopefully they do it next year. I don't want them to wait too long because I want the content. I want to make fun of it. And we want it to do so badly that Shooty doesn't get his third season. And Doctor Who will then be officially RIP Doctor Who. All right, so there you go. There's that. All right, so we got one more thing. Got one more thing to talk about here now. One more thing that I came across the other day. We are in the pop culture war. Very simple put, we have been fighting this pop culture war actively for at least 5 or 6 years now, since around 2018. I wasn't actively fighting it. I was just some person trying to figure out what can I possibly do. And then in 2021, 2022, when I started the channel, I actively became involved and I've done my part. We all have done our part the best we can. For a while there, we thought we were losing. We just watched every single thing we loved get burned down to the ground. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, everything. And it was terrible. For a while, we thought, how can we possibly win this? Because the way they did it online, the way social media was being controlled at the time, when it was Jack Dorsey Twitter, when Zuckerberg Facebook, with Google and YouTube throttling everything we did, not letting our voices be heard, censoring us, shadow banning, when all that shit was going on, we thought, what can we possibly do to win this? All we can do is just have our little individual selves and try and stay alive and keep the message going. Then something fantastic happened. Well, it wasn't fantastic. It was an ultimate disaster and has cost Amazon billions of dollars. But Rings of Power happened. And that kind of changed everything, you know? Yes, Last Jedi had already split the Star Wars fandom into stans and real fans. That had already happened. But we were still losing left and right. Disney was claiming wins. Everybody thought everything was great, this and that. But then Rings of Power happened. And those epic ratios on the trailers and the specials on YouTube happened. And something changed. People woke up and they realized, wait a minute, our voices can be heard. We can make fun of this stuff. And we've been making fun of everything. We've been pushing back. And the far left commie Marxists, what they did is they overreached. They overreached and they thought they could do more. They thought they could push pronouns, the not so secret agenda. They thought they could go after the kids. One mistake after another was made. And the tide started to turn. The cracks in the juggernaut that we thought Disney was started to form. Every other major company started to collapse. The money starts to dry up. ESG money started to not really be finding its location anymore, not pushing the thing. DEI, we all became aware of it in gaming, and that's what's been going on right now. Pushing back, shining a light on, saying, screw you, AAA game companies who are pushing horrible shit on us, ruining our franchises. It's all been piling up, and honestly, one win after another. And here we are. We're running into 2025, and we're winning. We've known we were winning. We could feel it changing, especially when Elon Musk took over Twitter, made it X, made it someplace where our voices were not censored. It's still an uphill battle on YouTube for people like me who are a small channel. I don't have a lot of reach. I don't have a lot of traction. I am not very popular in the algorithm. But bigger channels like Nerdrotic, like Geeks and Gamers, like Mauler with EFAP, Critical Drinker, all those bigger channels, their voices are being heard. They are breaking into what was legacy and mainstream stuff. And people are seeing what they're saying, and they're watching them, and then hopefully it's the classic trickle-down effect. They watch them, hopefully because I'm sort of in that algorithm. They'll check me out. We can grow, do things. We can provide entertainment, organic reflections and reviews. That's what people want. They want real nerd points of views, and that's why we keep winning, because the normies could tell the difference between all the shills I show you all the time and me and the others. They can tell the difference. They'll come back for more. They realize that we're the real deal. We're actual fans of this shit. Passionate fans. It's not anger, it's passion. We give a damn. So we felt it. We knew it. And then suddenly, the election has happened. It went the way we hoped it would. We needed to do to save everything, not just the world, but entertainment. And now in the aftermath of it, a very interesting quote has surfaced. And we got to remember, we're not dealing with the smartest people here who were a part of Kamala's campaign. And I'm sorry to say, get a little political here, but in order to tell this story, we have to do. We're at Breitbart. Kamala Harris, deputy campaign manager, admits left is losing the culture war. And subsequently, the pop culture war as well. It's all one thing. The pop culture war is just a segment of it. Without that, we wouldn't be able to actually get in there and make our voices heard. But let's read this a little bit. A prominent figure in the Harris's failed presidential campaign has admitted that the left is losing the culture war, citing wokeism as a major factor, though he also appeared hesitant to be too critical of woke culture. They're still afraid of being canceled. That's the thing. You, me, everybody that congregates under our tree, we are not afraid to be canceled because you know what? We're not cancelable. You can't cancel me. I don't answer to anybody but you in the chat. You are subscribers, viewers, fans, passionate ones. You're the only people I answer to. And as long as you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, and join me every week and wherever I do stuff, you're the only people I answer to. You're the only people I care about. I do not care what weirdos say. But a guy like Quentin Folks, great name, he still cares. He served as a deputy campaign manager, made the acknowledgement during the most recent episode of Pod Save America, I have no idea what that is, which featured several campaign advisors performing a post-mortem analysis of the unsuccessful bid for the White House. During the podcast, Folks said politics and culture are converging like we've never seen, but added the left-wing cancel culture has prevented Democrats from having open discussions about it, yet you are still afraid. And that's just the thing. Cancel culture is the reason you're losing, because people like Gina Carano, people like every other person who had a free thought, who just had a differing opinion, but wanted to still show up and go to work and do their job, they were not allowed to have that free thought unless you were a zombie, unless you got that download, unless you stiffed the ass and said, thank you, sir, I love that smell. Unless you did that, you were not allowed To exist, you had to be canceled, thrown out, have your livelihood stripped away. That is what they wanted to do. And you know what? The normies, the true population of the world, the normies who run everything, who make sure the world goes round, they saw cancellation and they said, what the hell is even that? Who are you to cancel somebody for having a thought that maybe I have? Who are you to do that on your little social media account with your flags and your pronouns and your bios? Who are you to do that? That is what has them losing it. And a guy like this is realizing it. Democrats are eating our own to a very high degree. And until that stops, we're not going to be able to address a lot of things that just need to be said. And like for the masculinity piece of it, men don't like people that apologize. No, I like people that apologize when they're wrong. When I'm wrong, I apologize all the time when I'm wrong. There's nothing wrong with an apology. But you have to be wrong. You have to admit it. And the problem is, everybody on that side of the argument, they won't admit they're wrong because their ideology is their life. And if they admit their ideology doesn't work, then they have to admit they've wasted their life. They've wasted everything for pushing the commie Marxist far left agenda. Because that's what this is. Don't get me wrong. I mean, don't misunderstand me. That's the way to put it. Don't misunderstand me. The pronouns, the gender shit, that's just a tool of commie Marxism. It's a way to control the population. They want to craft a population that's easily manipulated and controlled and indoctrinated. It's just a tool. They don't actually care. It's just, and for the longest time, the people with the flags in their bios and the pronouns in their bios, they're a loyal, frothing at the mouth, deranged army who just need to be pointed in a direction and they will cancel and destroy. But the problem is, as this idiot revealed, and he doesn't know he's revealing it, but that's the weakness of commie Marxism. Purity tests will always happen. If you do not prescribe to the dominant version, if you differ ever so slightly like J.K. Rowling does, then here come the purity Gestapo to root you out and destroy and cancel you. Purity tests. Stalin purity tested all his rivals and killed them all. Every single one of them. That's how it always works. That is the inherent nature of commie Marxism. They will always turn on each other because it's always about power and control. Let's keep going. Trump does not apologize. If he says something, he means it. And his party stands behind him, and they don't make him backtrack it. And that type of infrastructure doesn't exist. We also are getting creamed online. So many ways to take that term. Yes, we're looking at destiny right now. Ugh. Oh, but he added, I think one of the things about how even in the states that we're not playing in, it bleeds over. The Republicans have a well-tuned, well-oiled, well-invested echo chamber that exists beyond what they're campaigning. That's the thing. It's not an echo chamber. It's just normal people talking. Normal people talking and resonating with their normal values. The values you're pushing. Pronouns, flags, gender, all that shit. It's not normal. And it's taken over. It is at the forefront of everything you're doing because you bent the knee to that, and now it's destroying you in good riddance. Good riddance. Let it burn down. They're just going to go on and talk more about this stuff, and they don't understand that this guy doesn't understand that the monster you created was always going to turn on you. Because wokeism is not, it's not a thing. It's only a thing when applied by radicals. It was just a term at one point to waking up to certain black societal differences. But then it got co-opted into, if you do not agree with what we say in our ideological sense, you will be canceled. If you do not agree with all this stuff that we slam in there with gender and pronouns and sexuality and all this shit, you will be canceled. It's not about this is just woke. No, it's about no, you're trying to indoctrinate children. You're trying to change society through your messaging. And the problem is the commie Marxists thought this would be a great tool. Get the kids, get them while they're young. Problem is we, and I about to say we who are the media now, we got a hold of it. And we shone a big, bright sunlight torch on it. And the normies said, oh, hell no. And they were rejected. So we are winning the culture war, and they've admitted it, but they don't even realize why. They're still ready to adhere to what they believe with commie Marxism. They don't understand that the revelations of what you stand for have been rejected, and it will be rejected because people, honestly, just want to be left alone. Want to be left alone to enjoy their lives, make their money, protect their families, and relax. And that is why they're losing the pop culture war. They realize it. They just don't completely realize why. And it's funny to see them scramble for it. Well, there we go. All right. So I hope you guys understand why I brought that up. I know I don't usually delve into the politics, but it as Andrew Breitbart said, politics is downstream from pop culture. And that is why they tried to take over all that stuff. So they could indoctrinate the kids. So they could indoctrinate a brand new generation. I guess that's one way to put it. Problem is there's a whole generation of kids because the commies got a hold of the COVID anyway. And they have ruined a lot of kids socially. A lot of kids who were at pivotal moments in their social growth during those few years, they're broken. I mean, listen, I still see people walking around in masks where I live here. There are still morons who wear masks. I shit you not. There's still that disease, and I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about stupidity. It's still running rampant. But I pity those kids. And now, again, dipping into politics just slightly here, we have a chance now to save our educational system. Because if President Trump does indeed disassemble, get rid of the Department of Ed and returns education to the states where it belongs, there's a chance we could salvage the educational system. Because you know what's going to happen? It'll destroy the unions. And I can speak to that because my dear sainted sweet mother, who was a teacher for 20, 30 years, got subjected to union abuse when she worked in New York City public schools in the 70s. She got subjected to that. The unions are garbage. They destroy. They don't save. They only destroy. Put all of them out of work to save their own skins. So if it returns to the states, they will possibly get a chance to get rid of unions and bring back good education, and therefore, we might not have to rely on the homeschool thing. Because listen, I obviously I am not married. Wrong hand, Adam. No, I was right hand, left hand. I am not married. I do not have a girlfriend at the moment, so I don't have any kids. And no, there are no stray Adams running around out there. But if I am blessed to have children, because I still want, even though I am as old as I am, I still think there's a chance. Because look, I look young. I look younger than I am. Not the old. I'm an old man, but I still have a lot of youth and vigor in me. I still hope to have a family one day, and I would love to not have to worry about sending them to school, getting indoctrinated. I would love that. And now there's a chance. Oh, Kaylee, do not worry about not being the super chat. Things are still rough. I'm having a very rough time. That's kind of why I've turned up the grift notch a little bit, because I'm trying to, help make ends meet around here. So, but never feel bad. Never feel bad. If you are generous, that's fine. The fact that you're here and chatting and enjoying it is enough for me. It's enough for me, guys. Yes, that you are that, and bring you right back. That is the truth. That is the truth. They protect people who, let's just say, who should be taken out back and have it and learn and be shown the inner workings of a wood chipper. Let's just say that. Okay, question on the feds no longer funding schools take the funds. What happened to schools that were on the funds? I can't speak for other states. I can only speak for the state I'm in because I did do a semester on how this state runs its government. They'll find a way because the money they get from the feds for schools, it goes into slush funds and it doesn't actually go to the schools. It gets moved around. There's a lot of criminality in every state budget because they get federal funding for shit and they take that federal funding to do other shit. So if the federal funding goes away, in the end, it doesn't matter because the money will still be there. They just have to actually use the money they naturally get and apply it where it belongs instead of doing worthless shit with it. So that's that. All states do it, but I can specifically speak to the state I'm in because I took the time in a course to learn about how it works. This state is fucked. It has a biannual budget. So that means and the governor in this state gets a single 4-year term, but because of a biannual budget, his or her first two years, they can't do anything. They're operating on the previous governor's budget. So it's a disaster. I hate this state. Guys, this is what in all seriousness, not asking for super chats, but you hit those like buttons, you watch the videos, you subscribe to the channel, you spread the word, you share the videos, everything. The faster this channel is a success, the faster I can move to Florida. The faster I can get to Florida, and the faster we can do bigger and better things. There are a lot of things I want to do, but I got to be in Florida to do it. I got to get out of this state. This state is choking me. I don't have a life here. And the thing is, it's channel has to be settled because I got to take my mom with me. She's the only family I got. She's 81 this week. I can't leave her alone here by herself. I got to bring her with me. So I need you guys I need the channel to grow, be successful so that I can support myself and support her while I get everything else I want to do going. So the channel, we can do this. If we can get the channel going in the next few months, really kick it into gear. I mean, I'd love to not have to renew my lease in this shit place for another year. I really don't. But if I have to, but there's still time. The channel could explode overnight. It could explode this month. My reviews I could find traction shitting on Skeleton Crew and Dune Prophecy for the rest of the month. I could find real traction on that. Next month, January, February, there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm going to do anyway, but to get out there. So that's the thing. I got to get out of this state. And it's not just super chats. Super chats are great. I love them. Of course I love them. They're money. But what I really want is those sub counts to go up, get those view counts up. That's channel growth. Super chats are just your generosity if you have the time and ability. That super chats shouldn't be paying the bills. What should be paying the bills are views and subscriber count going up. That's what should be paying the bills. So that's what we have to do. So the best thing you guys can do is share, share, and subscribe. Share those videos. Let people know. Hit those like buttons. Leave comments on videos because whether good or bad, I mean, even when the bad ones come in, that still counts in the algorithm. So comments are great. Likes are great. That's what moves things along. And of course, when you have the time, super chat. Why did my studio did it again? God damn, that's so strange. Studio crashed. Hold on a second here. Gotta have studio up. But I can't see the studio. I don't know when to end the stream right. And I can't see all you lovely people in there too. Because even though I have it up on StreamYards, I'll have to see you guys in the studio chat. It's where I keep track of everything. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay. That's it. I got nothing else. I could go shilling myself a little more, but it's been an hour and I didn't plan for going too long tonight anyway. It was just to make sure that we didn't miss a day on doing something. But we'll be back tomorrow, as I said, with Dune Prophecy review, probably some point mid to late afternoon. I'm probably going to do another quick and dirty version, ladies, where I'm not going to do super long form because the show is bloated and retarded. So I'm not going to waste my time extending our time with it. Mellow Mondays, 10:30 tomorrow night. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but we will try and hang out. It might not be a super long one because I do have to get ready. I got a lot of stuff to do on Tuesday to get ready for Wednesday, Skeleton Crew episode 1, Thursday, Skeleton Crew episode 2, Friday, Ballbusters. I have no idea who the guest is. Next weekend, though, I can announce this. There'll be regular gaming throughout the week. We'll keep doing gaming, stuff like that. Next Friday, there will be the usual, probably Starship Troopers Extermination before Ballbusters. That seems to be a regular thing we're going to keep doing. And there was a patch. Some people were saying it was a patch today. I didn't get a patch, but they might have fixed what was going on with the bugs and the swarming that we were experiencing. So we'll play that on Friday. We'll play other games throughout the week. But Saturday, I'm thanks to Static. Static, if you're still here, we give this all goes to Static for turning my attention to it. There's a game called Path of Exile 2. It's a free-to-play action RPG, cross-platform, co-op. So we're going to put a crew together, and because there's no Chatterday this week, and honestly, guys, I'm not going to be streaming Chatterday anymore. After what happened last night, I will not be streaming Chatterday anymore. So that's not going to happen again because I cannot control the conversations on Chatterday. I can't. So this Saturday, though, because no Chatterday, me, Static, there's Static, me, Static, probably a couple more guys, we're going to be doing Path of Exile 2. Free-to-play, cross-platform. We're going to fight and kill shit, fantasy style. Probably going to be a lot of fun. I think it's probably going to be a lot of fun. Static says the first game was really cool, so this might be a lot of fun. We'll do that. And we're also going back. It's Drive-In. Drive-In is back this week. Drive-In returns. It's Christmas season, and even though I was this was a fan purchase for this episode, it's still a Christmas movie, so it fits right in with my desires. We are doing The Lion in Winter, 1960s version, starring Sir Peter O'Toole, Katharine Hepburn, Sir Anthony Hopkins, a very, very young Timothy Dalton. Very young Timothy Dalton. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. You might be able to guess what my score is going to be already. I love this movie. I had been hoping to leave it for a little bit later in the show's lifetime when our audience was bigger, but good Sir Algum the Strong, he earned it through a super chat rally, and he got to choose it. So we are doing Lion in Winter this weekend, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're back with Driving for that. And then after that, we'll do some Path of Exile 2. And then we'll be back for Roundtable, 2 p.m. Eastern next Sunday. And every stream where I'm on camera, it's Christmas. So the Santa hat is on. The Santa hat is on all month if I'm on camera for streams. I love Christmas. I love it. I'm Jewish, but I love Christmas. It's as great. It's as great as anything there is. It's the time of year where you be a little better. All right, guys. All right, guys. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Hope you had a good time. I will see you guys throughout the rest of the week. So until then, take it easy. Have a good night or day wherever you may be.